Alright, so we got some Rakdos that we're playing today, and probably for the next week or so. Trying to evoke some creatures, trying to feign death on them, and put them onto the battlefield early. How are we doing today? Happy Monday to you. Hope your week's starting off strong. Thanks for spending a few moments of it with me. With folks who are well versed with the deck and see what they think as well. All right, everybody, we are here for
round one. Fight.
And it looks like we are on the draw. So this is the beginning of our attempt to learn how to play Rakdos Evoke. Deck has definitely had a lot of success in recent months. Winning a Pro Tour in the hands of Jake Beardsley. So, seems like something that I should learn how to do. What do we got here? I don't like this hand. I think the deck can do better than this hand. Like this. We will snap keep this one. We'll send Fury back. It's the odd card out, and we'll be done. All right, opponent is starting us off here. Something I like to do as soon as a game starts is try to assess what we're playing against. You can usually do that in Modern, at least. There are a couple of different formats that allow this ability. Marsh Flats, what that tells me is usually Hammer Time. Or the Mirror Match. Well, looks like we're starting with the Man in the Mirror. Asking them to make some changes. Because Big Oof, right out the gates, Mirror Match. Huh. So I imagine they take Thoughtseize and Grief, right? As their plays. Oh. Taking Bowmaster and Grief. Taking the creatures out of the equation so that Feign Death has no targets. And hopefully here we do good old Thoughtseize bug and rip a Grief off the top. Oh yeah, it is absolutely something we need to be prepared to be able to fight against. This is a tough start, but we're going to make it through. We're going to Kroxa next turn. Honestly, I'd like to Kroxa with Feign Death available to kind of like Lightning them, so to speak. We'll see, though. We saw Blood Crypt Marsh Flats. They played Blood Crypt. We're still kind of just... you know. We're here. Doing our thing. Which is their thing. Which is our thing. Ooh. What is this? I don't know of this unlucky witness. Huh. Yeah, we're still nowhere near actually being able to escape Croxa just yet. So we'll Dolphy Voidwalker. We really need a lightning bolt. Some sort of answer to grief here. Oh, village rights? Wow. Okay. Bloodghast. Y'all, I might be in love. Ooh. Got chills. They're multiplying. Left 2 damage on the plate. Oof. Sheesh. Nothing has an exile counter on it, so Dolphy Voidwalker ain't doing much. We could Bowmaster, which would hit the Bloodghast. We don't get an extra land. This isn't exiled with a counter on it, so we're not. There's nothing we can cast with Dolphy Voidwalker. All right. We're at 2. Let's just pass. I want to leave Voidwalker untapped. Because if my plan works, what I'm going to try to do is Bowmaster's the Grief, double block it. Don't really know what our opponent has in hand at all. That line still hits us for 2 with Bloodghast and doesn't work into account any sort of removal spell our opponent might have. I.e. terminate. But then we get to play Terminate with Dolphy Voidwalker. So leaving Voidwalker untapped kind of puts them in a pickle. Which is a bit exciting. Bowmasters of their own. To answer one of ours. Okay. Tough, but we're not dead yet. Still nothing in exile. Okay. Okay, there's a land. There's a land. Okay. Finally hit something. Season Pyro, they discard nothing, draw 2. Yeah, not drawing our third land into 5 turns. Like, we could do a couple of different things here. Like, we could feign death our Dolphy Voidwalker, sacrifice it, play a land, Bowmasters the Bowmaster, make 2 creatures, but then we're blocking Grief, taking 5. So, like, there's a little... that's tough. We can't kill the... We could kill a Bloodghast to get it exiled with Voidwalker and get it off the board, but at the same time there, we're still struggling. Alright, how do we get there? How do we get there for games 2 and 3? I mean, maybe we just go... Try to go a little slower in the mirror. Play a bit more of a control game. Take out the Ragavans. Voidwalker seems to be the most powerful thing. Feels really good. We can do better. Almost. Close. Warmer. Okay. Put a Voidwalker and Blood Crypt back. Done. Yeah, against 7 cards from our opponent. Yeah. Yeah, we're not looking good here, folks. Oof. Losing the die roll and having to mulligan. Not great for the Rakdos Mirror. However, opponent putting their Blood Crypt onto the battlefield tapped is pretty amazing for the Rakdos Mirror. We'll grab a Swamp here. I'm not trying to have our opponent Blood Moon us. We don't have a graveyard, so they don't have a graveyard either. Oh, man. I mean, so I started the stream with the thought in mind I want to become a more graceful loser, so here we go. No, our opponent has got a really cool spin on the archetype here. They're playing Goblin Bombardment, which is real sweet. Yeah, they've got a lot of good choices. Village Rites is a really sweet choice. If you don't have the Undying Malice or, you know, those sort of things. The Bloodghast? Oh, the Bloodghast. So they got a good thing going on, especially with Bombardment. So I can't. It's creative. Sweet twist. Let's see what happens. Bombardment immediately on our thing. Yeah, with Leyline of the Void, there's nothing we can do about saving that Voidwalker. At best, we could have Fatal Push to prevent them from having this token, which would kill our Bowmaster, but we'll just come out even. Oh, man. Or not. That is evidence that they're going to Malice it, which is going to be tough. Fury dodges Fatal Push. We definitely are going to need a Terminate to answer this Fury. Not playing Bolts. Not playing Unholy Heats. Feign Death is their choice. Well, let's go ahead and pop the army token. We're not going to get a better target at the moment than in this moment. So use our spells, right? Getting an extra point out of it. Beautiful. All right, well, let's draw something sweet. I was about to say, it's got to be good, right? All right. All right. All right, so our opponent actually has a nice refreshing twist on the deck. So kudos to Rice Tackler for figuring out something sweet to do with this archetype that isn't the same old. The Goblin Bombardment package with the Orcish Bowmasters seems wonderful. Bloodghast is one of my all-time favorite cards, so love to see it. Yeah, good stuff. Unfortunately, ended up in a loss, so we're going to put that up on the record books. Really appreciate everybody who has come through and is hanging out. Consider hitting that follow button. Means a lot. I do subscriber decks. I'm planning a day after the Apex Gaming Weekend where I'm going to devote a stream exclusively to subscriber decks. So if you want to go ahead and get out ahead of the line and you are a current subscriber, just $20 donation. All right. Yeah, Mulligan into Oblivion is about right, but I think we still did okay. You're right, it wasn't humiliating. This hand is sweet. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for Fury, but we do get to Feign Death of Grief. Opponent Mulligan to 6, which is going to make our plan all the more effective. We're going to exile Grief to Grief since we have Voidwalker. Okay. Opponent cycles Shriek Wraith, Verdant Catacombs. This could be several things. Living End comes to mind first. Swamp makes that completely different. So they're probably going to take us off Feign Death here, if I had to pick. Given the circumstance, that's probably the best answer. But Thoughtseiz's Bug. We're going to draw Feign Death. Oh, it's a Blackcleave Cliffs. They're at 4 cards in hand. Street Wraith into Thoughtseize. I think we want to save Grief until post Voidwalker. Given that we can't, you know, start turn 2 with a 4-3, take a little bit slower pace and try to maximize the cards we have. Fury is not happening anytime soon. We could get away with Grief. Urza's Saga is a good one. I think we stay the course with Voidwalker. That's what they've seen. Grief of Grief. Okay. So we saw Urza's Saga and Swamp, which leads me to believe that there's also going to be lots of Field of Ruins and Cabal Coffers, which also leads me to believe there's going to be the One Ring. I'm not sure how many creatures. They're probably playing Bowmasters at this point. Fatal Push might be better than Terminate, but they're also probably playing Sheoldred. Fatal Push can get that as well. Just not sure how effective Terminate versus Fatal Push. Fury's also probably pretty weak in this matchup, except for as a threat, so we could shave one of those. Kroxa also seems good, but I'm not sure I want to draw more than one. They also have easy access to lots of artifacts, especially via Karn. Engineered Explosives also is something I'm interested in. All right, let's go. So this is game 2 of...
Round 2. Fight.
Actually, this is still round 1, right? This is game 3 of round 1. So this one is a must-win. That's Anthony. You're so silly. This is game 2 of round 2. Stop lying to the people. People will call you out. Mulligan. Much better. We'll keep this. Send Voidwalker to the bin. Be done. I think we turn 1 Ragavan this time. They are cycling a Troll of Khazad-dûm. Okay, and a Street Wraith. 2 times. Digging for an answer to Ragavan. Thoughtseize the Thoughtseize. Oh, nope, taking the Voidwalker. And they do have a Fatal Push. Okay, cute. Come on, threat. That is not the threat that I was looking for. Swamp, Thoughtseize. What have you got? Grief, Unmarked Grave, Oval Chase, Daredevil. We'll take the reanimation spell. Well, that's not a reanimation spell. That's something completely different. That just means they'll have to exile their Oval Chase Daredevil if they want a Grief. They probably don't want a Grief yet. I'll wait until later. Which, nope. So they drew the Polluted Delta, played it. We'll take the Grief. Play this. So Oval Chase Daredevil is their top card, or their card in hand. The draw step is unknown. We'll go to the end step. It's not a land. That'd have jammed Oval Chase if that was a land. Good spell. Not the time, Feigned Death. Not the time. I needed you way sooner. At the beginning of the game. Alright, Urza Saga. Sure. Sweet top decks. Yeah. Well, we've got Fable. That will generate us a little bit more of an advantage. We are still pretty far behind on this Urza Saga as well. Feigned Death on Shaman isn't going to do anything for us, so they can Thought Seize that away and pay 2 life just fine. Their Urza Saga will make a token, I guess. No, they want to make sure Grief is ready to block. Ragavan is not good here. Shieldred, however, very good here. I won't even attack. Knowing they have Oval Chase Daredevil in their hand, they're going to make a construct, untap, make a construct, tutor for something, make their guys 3/3s. What's the tutor target? I'm not even sure what the tutor target is here. Oh yeah, cookbook. So that they can make more food. They've still got their draw step. It was a Nazmo? It was not a Nazmo. Okay. They're not going to attack. I'm gonna gain 2 life here. Beautiful. I like seeing Undying Malice. That'll help Shieldred stay alive. We can actually send Shieldred into the red zone here. Maybe clean up a bit of this mess. Death Touch is great. They don't have a way to trigger Revolt, so Fatal Push is not something to stress about. We get to put Shieldred back into play with a +1/+1 counter. Oh man. Shieldred was a snap good call on bringing that in. Love to see it. make their construct token bigger. But unless they have an Asmo, that doesn't matter, because... Okay. Got thought C's. Let's go ahead and see some thoughts. Oh. Cool. Sure. Copy the Goblin Shaman. Attacks. They have to block the Shieldred or die. They'll take the 2, which will get negated by that food token, or maybe they just eat the food altogether. Which is awkward if their goal is to find Asmo. Because they just took away their ability to take Shieldred off of the table. Which is intriguing to me. I guess it's enough to buy them an extra turn, but they didn't block. That's what we want to see. That is what we want to see. All right, all right. I told you it'd be a quick one. We are back. Fresh off a win. Absolutely loving what's going on here. Deck's good. Don't know what else to say. Of action, you know, I want to see what other things are going on too. All right. Oh man, we're on the draw. Okay. We can Undying Malice of Fury. That's pretty good. Should we exile Fable or Ragavan? I think it should be Fable. They split their Preordain. Yeah, it's Fable. They have a Force of Negation. Oh no, they have a Force of Negation. Well, alright. That's why a Grief is usually the better start. You can let the first half resolve the trigger that takes a look before the evoke and have a little extra security and insurance in making sure that it's going to resolve. Makes sense. Fatal Push. Okay, so this is that blue-black deck that Tom from Finance was talking about earlier. That's so funny to say. Okay. All right, we're 3-3. Tom, if you're in chat, this is the match to watch. This is exactly what you wanted to see. Yeah. Let's go. Let's hold on to the Polluted Delta in case we see our Fatal Push. Yeah, we're in a tough spot now. We've got Takanuma we can pop. But at this point, opponent has 3 cards in hand. We haven't really done anything, either of us. Bowmasters. I think the plan is to Takanuma to get Fury to answer that. And we have to do that at this point. Oh, I'm so silly. Let's terminate instead. Shouldn't have done that. I got a little lost. That's fine. All right, that worked out. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So I kind of wanted to jam Takanuma there and grab Ragavan, but my spider sense tingled. So maybe it's better I didn't, because the Terminate resolved, which was probably just likely because they had the second Bowmaster, not that they don't have the counterspell. Good chance they do have the counterspell, though. This can't be countered, however. Glad to mill through that. Oh, 3 mana. Oof. Alright, we'll grab Fury. Yeah. Subtlety. Okay. 3, 6. I think our opponent just begged to differ there. Yeah. All right. So what do we want? Yeah. Yeah, not having anything definitely means our hand is counterspell proof. That is for sure. Man, that was a tough one. Leading off with the Fury, getting countered. I agree. It is definitely a hostile metagame, but I think it is the best spot to be in. I think that there are definitely changes that can be made to give us more consistency or more whatever we need, honestly. And the amount of free games is still absurd. Force of Negation is a problem. Blood Moon's not good. Croxa is good. Shouldered is good. Engineered Explosive seems pretty rough. Hearse seems pretty rough. Chalice not that good either, especially if we're pushing as hard on our 1-drops as we are. Ragavan seems garbage against opponent's Bowmasters. Bowmaster. We'll take a Feign Death off the top. Since they have the Force of Negations, we have to be pretty confident to push. And Fury just seems like not great here. I just felt really bad. I mean, this hand loses to Counterspell, right? The Force of Negation. But we do have Grief, which can't get Force of Negation. So, opponent mulligans to 6. We can go Cliffs, exile Bowmasters. Take a peek before the Evoke trigger. We see Dress Down, we see Force of Negation, we see Bowmasters, we see the One Ring. So we'll take Force of Negation, and then we'll Feign Death. And then we'll take Bowmasters. Okay. See, like, even in a hostile metagame, if we're on the draw, if we just win our die rolls, we are still looking amazing. What do they have? Consider? That's what they have. Polluted Delta, pass. Maybe they're Death Shadow? I guess that makes the Dress Downs make more sense. Okay. I mean, our 4/3 doesn't have Menace, but it still has 4 power, and we're going to be able to put a Dauthi Voidwalker, which is a 3/2 for 2 mana. And by the time anything is concerned to buy it, it'll be Shadow. Yeah, see, being on the play is such a huge difference. Like, night and day with this deck. That and having Grief instead of Fury as our fire-off point. Alright, so we got attacks here. No Bowmaster. Beautiful. Alright. Sure. You can have 1 turn. So you're going to have 4 new cards. What do you have in exile that we have access to? Lurian Revealed? I kind of want to play that. I don't think we do, though. I think we have to just... We'll jam Fury. I don't think I should be worried about a Damnation. No No need to attack. Preordain. All right, they're sitting at 2, so hoping I get to Lorien revealed. Can Dolthy Voidwalker break timing restrictions? Is that a thing? It doesn't matter. Fantastic. I mean, not drawing 3 there means they have to come up with one more removal spell or they're dead. Like, if we draw 3 and still cast Fury, that's 2 removal spells they need. Which is still doable, but 3 removal spells is a lot harder. Especially with Terminate, they could make Bowmasters as block. No? So Dolthy Voidwalker doesn't break timing restrictions? Boo. Alright. We're on the draw this time. Better. Not great, but better. Put a Blood Crypt back. On the draw in the mirror is... Well, this isn't the mirror. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's why this is the go-to graveyard removal spell now. Would you like to counterspell my Dolthy Voidwalker? No? Fantastic. All right. So let's get it. We got a shadow creature. So we've got our control opponent under a clock. We don't really have to do anything else here until they answer Dolthy Voidwalker. Can literally just play lands and pass. Because we'll just keep eating 3 points of life every turn until they come up with an answer. Playing Shouldered here is tempting. Playing Grief here is tempting. Playing Fable is also tempting. But again, until they answer Dolthy Voidwalker, we don't need to play anything else. Let their counterspells rot. Okay. So, this is their first introduction on to the battlefield. Still doesn't affect Dolthy Voidwalker's clock, because they can't block Dolthy Voidwalker. But does give them some battlefield presence, so that once they do have an answer, it kind of shifts things in their favor. Kind of creating a situation where we also have to at least put something out there. So 10 is still too early for them. Let's... Grief, Exiling, Undying Malice. We have a Subtlety. Okay. That is all right by me. I will put that on top. Then we will cast Shieldred. Pass the turn. the white border. Oh. Okay. Fantastic. Now we can play Kroxa. Just not sure the opponent has a real good answer for Shieldred, which is why they're like acting quickly here, it looks like. Okay. The One Ring is their play here. So they gave us a stone and Polluted Delta. But they're tapped out now. I doubt they draw a card with the One Ring. They have protection from everything, so Fable is our best play. Next turn, that will allow us to gain 4 life from Shieldred. Meanwhile, they're still on the ouchie plan. One more ouchie, please. Did we just get there? Is Shieldred the answer we're looking for? Don't quite know how they can get through from here. Oh, they have something in chat. Says he has 2 Scold. They have 2 Scold. I don't know who Frank Holmquist is. 2 Stern Scolding in hand, wrong cards in wrong order. And we got there. So Kroxa, they had protection from everything last turn. So Kroxa wouldn't have done anything. It says each player, so maybe, yeah. Yeah, each player. Okay. Noted. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Noted. Even better. So, moral of the story is read your cards, Anthony. But we got there. We got a W. Gotta search Frank Holmquist. That name sounds very familiar. All right. Wop, beat a bop, beep boo. That was close. I got kind of a rush from getting that W. That was nice. And I will note from now on that Kroxa gets a round of the things that protection protects from. All right, so we're on the draw. And we're here for
Round 4. Fight.
We are up 2-1. Update the record. We have almost everything that a grief could want. Black Dragon on the play. This is still not bad. We're looking at 3 lands. Fatal Push into Kroxa. Not like fantastic, but answers most Ragavan starts. So, okay with that. Okay. Alright, we'll still start off with Blackleaf Cliffs. That 4th land gets us a Grief, which is exciting. Fatal Push is going to sit here for a minute. Consider. Okay, so this is Murktide. Kind of like our matchups against the Murktides. Just hoping... Nope, they're going land cycling. They're going is land cycling. Shocking in Watery Grave. Okay. We hit another Fury. Alright, let's just jam Kroxa here. Watery Grave is a little interesting, especially given the Archmage charms that, or the Archmage charm that was considered. So is this just like Grixis control? Archmage charm is so weird to see in a 3-color deck. All right. Shocking in their last Watery Grave here. Maybe their last. I don't know what their content is. Pretty happy to see that. We'll Verdant Catacombs and then Voidwalker and see what happens of that. It resolves. All right. Happy for that. We have a Fatal Push. Yeah. All right. I don't want to draw any more lands, please. Maybe one more. But I'd like some spells first. We're actually just going to try this Grief here. Very likely gets counterspelled. Maybe their hand isn't counterspells. Maybe it's all removal spells, but... No? We got a Grief, folks. This hand... Wow. Alright. 2 Drown in the Lock, 2 Bowmasters, 2 Feigned Death. Fury's really good against Orcish Bowmasters. Drown in the Lock is about useless at the moment. We'll go ahead and get rid of a Drown in the Lock for when it isn't useless. Okay, so I think next turn I'm gonna pull the old double Bowmaster. Try to get us on that. Fury's gonna be so good there. And they can't counter it with Drown in the Lock. See, here they're going to try to get me with the other Bowmaster by sending attacks in. And I'm going to be like, ah, ha, ha, ha. You didn't say the magic word. Feign Death seems pretty cool for them here. Murktide Regent, you say? Full-sized. Oh man, if I could get... Okay. Strange. Well, we get Stick Fury, which is good. But with an 8/8 Murktide Regent, I think there's still a lot we can do. Puts them to 11. And there I go. Oh man, and that lets them double block. Should have attacked first. Should have attacked first. Got burned. Tough. Tough. Good play, opponent. Yeah, trying to prevent Drown in the Lock from being good. Terminate off the top is what we really need, I guess. Because now that would mean Drown in the Lock is, you know, active on that particular card. Yeah, that'll do it. Needed an answer to Murktide Regent here. Another red spell would have done it. I should have... Yeah, that's what I should have. That's on me. When I drew the third Fury, I should have Furied the Murktide and then Exile Furied the Murktide instead of the Bowmasters because they had the Feign Death. So that one's on me. That one's on me. Good game one, though. Fatal Push good, I guess. I mean, Murktide is a big problem. Bowmasters, we have Fury 4. Crocs is probably pretty good here. Sheoldred's just been a boss. Definitely need to bring Sheoldred in. Bring Fatal Push in as well. Seasoned Pyromancer can do some work. Croxa can do some work. Engineered Explosive seems like hers seems pretty good. Voidwalker's pretty weak here. Shadow, but we're looking to establish a clock and a grind, but being super weak to, well, there's a Bowmasters and Ragavan. I mean, the best way to counter a Bowmaster is a Bowmaster, right? Come on, chat. What do we got? What do we got? Fury is going to be good. And they have forces. Let's go. What do they got? Counterspell, Fatal Push, Infernal Grasp. They have a fetch land, so we got to take Grasp and Fatal Push. But then we get to take Counterspell the next turn. Seems like a pretty good start. How do you mean audio issues? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing the game? I'm looking like I'm registering pretty normal levels, but maybe I'm not close enough to the mic today. Yeah, that's probably it. I'm probably not close enough to the mic. There we go. Opponent's dropping a Bloodstained Mire and passing. Seasoned Pyromancer. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize. They hit a Grief of their own. We'll still take Counterspell. Blackleaf Cliffs, attack, pass. Oh, okay. Yeah, Lorien revealed. Seems good. Go get you a land. Another good old Steam Vents. My favorite shock land. And then we'll put you to 15. Let's see what we can do. If we draw another red source, we can get into Seasoned Pyromancer. Steam Vents from our opponent into pass. Red source. Fatal Push. Okay. We'll attack. Second main phase. Play Swamp, pass. Second red source would be really good. Thoughtseize. Goodbye, Pyromancer. Still means one unknown besides Grief, Watery Grave, Scalding Tarn. Thoughtseize everywhere. Oh. Okay. They don't expect me to be able to hit the red source so that they can grief it away. Or if we do, grief is still pretty good. They go to 5. I was kind of hoping they'd try to kill grief. They did not. Come on. You can't cast grief because you have to fetch shock. Or at least fetch, putting you at 4, which means you're dead on the crackback. So I think we've got this one. They have a Fatal Push even. We've got the Undying Malice. There's Scalding Tarn. They're going ahead and fetching. Grabbed Island. Archmage's Charm. Okay. Looking for Fatal Push as they're out. Got it. All right. Right? Just couldn't figure out what else to cut. Probably the other Feign Death. I don't know. All these cards are so good. Answer's probably Fury, though. I really want the other Fatal Push. My PTQ top 8 actually came with a 61 card deck, which was fun. Many moons ago. But no, I'm excited to get back into doing competitive stuff. This Apex Gaming series is going to be so clutch. I'm excited to meet everybody that I'm going to get to meet. I'm excited to be testing to compete in a big tournament. I don't know. I'm just excited for a good weekend altogether because I have needed something, and it's the weekend right before my birthday, so yeah, I needed something to look forward to. Hopefully I can still pull it together. I don't know, given my situation, it's going to be tough to pull together money-wise. Probably going to have to get a credit card and go into debt, but it's just where I'm at in life at the moment, and it's not always going to be the case because I got this, and I got skills. So just need to remain confident that whatever plan the universe has for me is in action. Well, we'll snag the grief just so that they can't return the favor. Death Shadow we can cover with Fatal Push. 2 removal spells is going to be tough. Fable's going to help a lot with that. Archmage Charm will be able to get in. That one's going to be a tough one too. But grabbing the grief from them is going to protect our hand from knowledge, or from their knowledge, so we'll be able to hopefully work our way around things. This turn, this draw is not great for that. Let's play Polluted Delta. I'm not sure we're going to actually crack it. I think we're going to leave it just for this Fatal Push, because we don't really have another way to trigger Revolt. We do have Terminate, which is really good. What are we going to feed to Archmage Charm? Should we feed Fable since we just drew Grief? Otherwise, they're going to draw 2 with it and start pulling ahead card advantage-wise. So I think we have to. I think we have to feed Fable to Archmage Charm. Let's also take a huge chunk out of their life total that they've been slow rolling. They'll probably take the full 6 to get down to 13. If that's what they want to do. Like, they could let it resolve, have a dismember target, get further down sooner. Jam Death Shadow. If they have a land next turn, they get to protect Death Shadow with Archmage Charm. Okay. Okay. But since we have 2 pieces of removal and a grief, I think we're fine. Yeah. So they're going to dismember this token. They're going to grow this Death Shadow. They're going to play another land, play Death Shadow, and have Archmage Charm back up. Oh, they're actually going to just draw 2 with the Archmage Charm. Okay. So they still have Dismember, Terminate, Death Shadow that we know of, their last draw step, and the 2 fresh ones from Archmage Charm. And to this draw step, giving them a full grip. Them using that to draw 2 there gives us a window with Grief. Which opens up the door for Terminate. Or hello, Dismember as well. This is a tough one. This is a thinker, folks. Opponent's just passing the turn. That's interesting. It's very interesting. I'm not going to do any discarding. They're letting me make a treasure. Stern scolding. Okay. That's tough. Alright, that means we have to wait a turn. They can dismember or terminate here now. Stern Scolding is a good magic card, folks. I don't know why everyone's sleeping on it. Answers grief, answers solitude. Answers most of the stuff on the lower end of a lot of the aggro decks. We got a dismember. Okay. So I can mark that off. So that puts Shadow at 6/6. Okay. Do they have a counterspell for this terminate? They do. Specifically counterspell, too. Cool. Alright, so we know Death Shadow's on the battlefield. We're not going to be able to Fury Undying Malice it. I think we thought seize them here. If they have Fatal Push for Reflection, we can Undying Malice in response. Which then it'll become a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Create a token. Looks like that's their plan. But then they have Terminate. Which we'll be able to take away. Let's resolve Thoughtseize. Dress down. Yeah, we gotta take Terminate. Dress down will kill us. Dress down will kill us. Big bummer there. Oh, man. Snagging Fury. They get to dress down. I might have wanted to dress down to draw a card trying to find a Fatal Push. I wonder if they're in chat, because that's what they're doing now. That's funny. Alright, we need to come up with 2 points of damage. 2 points of damage. Or an answer to this. An answer to this would be ideal. Yes, I would love to turn this Blackleaf Cliffs into anything useful. Because while I've got free entry and a way there and back, I don't have a free place to stay, nor food. So those are things I have to figure out. Honestly, I'm going to mulligan this one. We can't cast Dothy Voidwalker. This hand is infinitely better. We'll exile the Dothy Voidwalker. All right, let's go. Being able to fill up those dono decks and get the dono deck day nice and prosperous would be very helpful. But I imagine they would still block the Fury. Maybe not. We'll just attack with the Fury and then play Ragavan. Cool. That gives us landing him in combat and the next draw step as a potential to hit 3 to be able to put Fable onto the battlefield. This is definitely Hammer. Stoneforge is going to go get said Hammer now. Let me actually take a look at the calendar so I can nail down that date as a potential, or as the day that we do subscriber decks. All right, yeah, the day before my birthday, the 11th, we'll do a subscriber deck day. They went and got Hammer. You got to get those subscriber decks in. So I'll be screaming that one from the rooftops a little later. I don't know why I did that. It's A-okay not getting to play Fable now. We're going to just nab that Hammer. right? Yeah, Ragavan's not getting through this combat either. They're probably just playing Stoneforge Mystic. Next turn, grab another one. Blocking Stoneforge here. Or if they block Ornithopter. If they don't block at all, okay. They'll have the mana to fetch Hammer, play Hammer. But then they'll need another card to be able to do anything with that. Yeah, Inkmoth, Stoneforge. Here they can get Cauldra. Cauldra doesn't have Vigilance. It will survive First Strike, so that's tough. Alright, well we can't attack into Cauldra. They're going to get to put it onto the battlefield here. There you go. I mean, you could have tapped that Stoneforge, but... luckily doesn't have lifelink. Does have just about everything else. Lifelink and Vigilance, whatever the Batterskull doesn't have. So First Strike, Haste, Indestructible, Trample. You know, the important stuff. Yeah, this is where problems start to happen. So we definitely need the Thoughtseize half of the deck to get through the first portion of the game against this match. Man, all right. All right. I see. I concede. Come here, Fatal Push. Come here, Engineered Explosives. Come here, Croxa. On the fence about Alpine Moon. I think it actually is good. I think we can shave all of the Fables. That card just seems really bad in this matchup. We really like Fury. We really like Grief. Dauthi Voidwalker is close. I feel like we're pretty much moving into just like a control deck territory. I kind of want Shouldered too in that case. Nah, I think we've got a good enough deck rolling. Ragavan's pretty bad. Ragavan's probably worse than Dauthi Voidwalker and Shouldered, right? Certainly was there. We'll grab Shouldered and return one of the Dauthis. Go that route. Chalice on 1 is actually not bad, but we do like... we want Fatal Pushes. We want Undying Malice and Feign Death to be able to multiple. Hey, appreciate you. Welcome. FaZe, how you doing? I appreciate you coming by. All right. Nah, we do have a Thoughtseize. We do have Croxa into Feign Death, but we don't have, like... no Grief. None of that to go with it. This is much better. Snap Keep. Probably send Fury back. Alright, so we're going to fetch Shock, Thoughtseize, start ourselves off at 15 as we do. Colossus Hammer or Pithing Needle. Raven Inspector. Oh, snap. Nugget dropping a gifted sub. Yo. Nugget, man, you are awesome. And welcome. Welcome, FaZe. DJ Phased. I hope you are doing well. And welcome to the stream. I'm not sure what they're going to Pithy Needle. Maybe Kiki Jiki. Can't think of anything else, really. Colossus Hammer is kind of their big threat, but they don't have Pure Steel Paladin or Sigarda's Aid yet. So we're going to take the Thraben Inspector. Feels weird, but it's kind of just standing in the way of Bowmaster. Bowmaster can get Inkmoth Nexus pretty easily. What are you naming? Bloodstained Mire? Engineered Explosives. That's the other card that I didn't think of. Nugget, you are one away from hitting 100 gifted subs to the channel, and that is just absurd to me. I really appreciate your support, man. Like, it means the world. So luckily they didn't name Verdant Catacombs. We're gonna just play Mountain here anyway and pass. We're gonna Bowmasters during their instep. I'd like to Bowmasters the Inkmoth Nexus, if I'm being honest. Stoneforge Mystic is annoying. There's Cauldra. We'll go ahead and we'll hit the Bowmaster. We'll hit the Terminate here. We don't really have a whole lot, and I can't really rely on Bowmasters to finish the game by itself. But I can rely on it to buy enough time for Fury to win us the game. That's pretty good for them. I think we go ahead and terminate. We could have manufactured a situation where they spend a good chunk of mana, but then they'd have Surge available potentially. Like, now we know Colossus's Hammer is on the battlefield. They have one more Plains. We know they have Cauldra. We know that we can't pop this Engineered Explosives. But we want them to think that we have a way. So Plains, Pure Steel Paladin. Okay. All right, so here's whether or not we find out if they have Surge. If they do, they play it, protect their Inkmoth Nexus. We don't get to make a token, but they do get their extra point. Not extra point, but they do get a point of damage. Springleaf Drum, sure. Not really a way for us to... Yeah, this is going to be a tight one. I'm not sure how we're going to finish this one. Not sure how we're going to finish this one. That's how we're going to finish this one. They just tapped their Inkmoth Nexus. Why did they do that? Okay. That doesn't do anything for us. We're dead. Tilt. Ugh. So the pithing needle on the engineered explosives was good. I should have taken the pithing needle. So my mistake on that. So we learned a lot of good lessons. I think that we have learned enough that we can still dig back through, try to get some W's in the 2-player queue. I think that this deck is really good at doing that. So I'm going to take a quick break. I really like Croxa. I don't know if I like more than one. This hand is great. 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 Oh, man. Oh, man. It's happening.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Okay. That's way different. That is, I'm way okay with that. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, gotta unclench. We got to do the thing. Alright, so do we get rid of Croxa here? Or do we get rid of Bowmasters? I think we get rid of Bowmasters. Croxa seems like the bigger threat in the long run. Yeah, because like next turn we can keep their hand pretty well policed. Oh, that's good stuff.
What?
Wow. We just saved our asses. Is what? Gyoro's Vengeance gone. Cremator gone. Have a nice day. Whew. All right, Saga, what you got? We literally don't know anything about their hand at this point. Which means they want to keep that card. Which means no. You cannot keep that card. We're definitely going to keep rolling through. I'm definitely wanting to use Takanuma to mill so that we can get to Croxa sooner. Yeah, we were dead We were dead. Oh, man. Yeah, we were so dead. They had the perfect hand to just kill us. That was gross. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. I tried to play combo and my opponent Thoughtseized 4 times in the first couple of turns. Took Fury back. Crocs are coming home. Come up at the water. Like a pot of minute rice do. All right. Well. Hearse. Which I don't think is actually going to do anything. Engineered explosives to blow up their... Alright. Happy you're here, bud. We'll see you when you get back. Maybe we get to eat... Maybe we get to eat some cookbooks. But yeah, we're not really equipped for this, are we? Like, we are. Oh, Washington. Let's get, let's do the Voidwalker thing. Let's grab Crocs. Let's get rid of Fable. I don't... No, let's get rid of Fury. No, Fury's at a very impressive clock. Ragavan, Bowmasters. Alright. Let's go. I'm gonna update our record. That last round brought us up to 3-3. Or 4-3 in competitive games. I'm gonna say competitive as in we paid to play. Yeah, we got Thoughtseize. We can Fury early. But I think we have to Thoughtseize first. Opponent mulliganed. They didn't play Cookbook. Let's take Cookbook. Because next turn we have 2 Undying Malices. We can get them per 4 with their own Dismember. And then their hand is just nothing but Emrakul and lands. We're going to exile Fury to Fury. they fetch for swamp first? They do. So then it only costs them 2 life. But we have a counterspell. Bloodstained Mire. And now we have a 4/4 double striking Fury ready to go. And then we've got Fable next turn. Okay, Saga's going to do some work here for them. Kragenwick? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's a coin flip. Do we lose? So they do a Kragenwick Cremator, and we're able to discard their Emrakul. Man. Maybe instead of the cookbook. Yeah, definitely instead of the cookbook. Oh, this is fine. This is fantastic, even. Well, that sucks. Oh, well, we had... Oh, let's just do it anyway. Thoughtseize. They have Bowmasters, but they don't have the mana by the time. So we'll be able to get a treasure from Ragavan. Fantastic. We drew a land, so we can jam Fable. All right. We know they have the Bowmasters. What are the other 2 cards? I don't think we can attack with both creatures because of the Bowmaster. Which means they're just going to get to Bowmaster Ragavan off the table. This is tough. Because, like, they have the game-ending combo that can just come out of nowhere. Goodbye, Fury. Huh. How about that? We're going to put engineered explosives on 2. Just to answer bowmasters. Don't like that they're spending mana here. Okay. Yeah, I exceptionally don't like that they were spending mana there. If we can draw a land, we can attack into this and play a Fury. Yeah, there's no incentive. I should definitely block there. Okay, well we can't... Let's get rid of the Bowmaster. Let me get to attack. Make a treasure. Unfortunately, Black Leaf Cliffs comes into play tapped. Some sad days there. In other news, we are 1 point ahead of Kragenwick being able to get us, which is sweet. But we're not out the woods yet. We do have the Orcish army right there, ready to deal that 1. All right. Opponent's card is likely just very dead. It's fine, though. It's fine. Okay, Epicure. All right, well, let's just hold on to this land. We've got enough treasure tokens now that if we... we're at 15, so if it's Emrakul, it's just Emrakul. Okay. That puts them within range. They do have 2 cards. They're playing Bowmasters. They're playing Lightning Bolts. Sick. Let's go. Let's go. Hey folks, I just wanted to pop in here at the end of this video to thank you for watching, ask you to like the video, subscribe, and share the video. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to our subscribers. Without these folks, I wouldn't be able to do this, and our newest followers over here. I really appreciate y'all showing up and showing your support. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And look forward to the next one. Keep cooking.